Here we go. Excuse me. Here we go from Zero Hedge, although it's actually authored by Simon Black, Sovereign Man, which I think I'm gonna go get it at his website. There's a slight little bit of cleanliness on that website without a million pop-up ads and slowing it down trying to scroll and then little audio ads come up. Zero Hedge, I love you, but geez. With corruption like this, it's no wonder so many pension funds are insolvent. You're going to hear two things you probably heard once or twice in relation to corruption and fraud. Democrat person, New York City, or New York, a Democratic stronghold. Last week, the head of New York State Pension Fund found herself a new job. Vicki Fuller, the former head of New York's $209 billion pension fund, now earns $275,000 a year working part-time for a natural gas group called the Williams Companies. Good work if you can get it, huh? How would you like to make $275K a year part-time? It's noteworthy that, well, first of all, I got to pull this little thing up on my chill. Put this over here. Here we go. It's noteworthy that when Miss Fuller ran her state pension fund, she invested $110 million of taxpayer money to buy bonds issued by none other than the Williams Companies. Bear in mind that Moody's, the credit rating agency, downgraded Williams' financial outlook to negative because of the company's high leverage and risk. The fund that Miss Fuller managed also voted in favor of huge multi-million-dollar pay packages for senior executives of the Williams Companies, even though the stock price was dropping. You hear that? The fund, the pension fund that she managed for them, again, being in charge of the state of New York, I get to pick and choose. I got the power. My question is, was Miss Fuller voted in by New Yorkers, or was she appointed? That's a question I don't know if we'll get the answer to right now. Anyways, the ones she managed also voted, so she voted in favor. Yeah, give yourself a nice big multi-million-dollar pay package. While your stock's tanking, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So, maybe it's just a crazy coincidence that Miss Fuller left her job at the state pension fund and took an extremely lucrative part-time job the same week with the Williams Companies. This is so blatant. It's Banana Republic stuff. It's not as bad as the $1 billion+ theft from Malaysia's pension fund, but it's the same stink. Bear in mind that most pension funds are already in terrible condition to begin with, even before you factor in potential malfeasance by the bureaucrats who manage them. Overall, public pension funds in the U.S. are short, staggering, ready? $7 trillion on what they have promised to pay out to retirees. If you include Social Security, that amount balloons beyond $50 trillion. And that's just the United States. The World Economic Forum said that the total global pension shortfall was $70 trillion in 2015. They expect it to reach $400 trillion by the year 2050. Now you tell me, how do you think you're going to collect that pension fund? And by the way, as I love to rub in everyone's faces, I have to. I'm Realist News. Got to keep it real. Everyone that has their pension, the last year of work, they get all the overtime, all the extra work they can muster up, and then their pension fund pays them the most, that based on the most they made in any single year, their whole career, okay? They base it off that final year because that's the most you ever made. So the rest of your pension life, you get a bonus, so to speak. And who wouldn't do it? We're not gaming the system. It's there. It's not even a loophole. It's there. We're all allowed to do it. We do it. And then everyone's going to beg the taxpayer to pay for it. They promised us. These politicians promised stuff. And the politicians will raise taxes. To start with, they'll raise taxes and raise your driver's license fee and raise this fee and that fee to help this shortfall, even though it's like our national debt. You can want in one hand and crap in the other and see which one happens first. It's never going to get paid down. Aside from a global reset event, which I don't have high hopes for, history doesn't show that, but we weren't expecting Donald Trump to be in there either, and he may do something, who knows, but I'm just going to say, like the debt, it only keeps growing, and the pension debt keeps growing. Pensions are promises that can never be kept. I don't know of any period of time in history where a pension worked throughout its existence. The first few people that retire, the first go around, oh yeah, it works fine. And then other people start piling up, oh, never mind, starts to fail. Well, we were expecting 7%, that's what the numbers ran. We didn't get 7%, we got 4% last year, we got 5% the year after. So now we've got to make up a significant amount just to get back to where we thought we'd be. But then we have things like this where the politicians and the people in charge of the pension funds are doing their own little backdoor deals so they can get a cushy job later on, and they're investing our pensions fund into complete crap. It'd be the equivalent of investing into a complete shitcoin, cryptocurrency, and knowingly investing in a shitcoin. Not, hey, I think this is gonna be okay, and it turns out to be a crap because something, the management team blew up and they parted ways. Oh, but no one saw that coming. No, you know it's a shitcoin. You gotta know it anyways, like that. Let's continue. Pension funds across nearly every major economy on the planet are seriously in the red. It's merely a question of how severe the problem is and how much longer they can kick the can down the road. Japan, for example, borrows billions each year to prop up its pension fund, going deeper and deeper into debt. Some countries have started to make major pension reforms. Russia is one notable example. Vladimir Putin recently raised the retirement age, a move which proved highly unpopular. And that's precisely the point. Pension benefits are long-term promises that people have spent decades dreaming about. And for a lot of people, it really is their only hope. That when it's my turn, it's there and I can use it. And not just for a year or two, but the next 15, 20 years of my freaking life like I was promised. Or longer, right? They work terrible jobs that they hate for bosses they despise, earning pitiful salaries for decades, all for the dream that one day they'll be able to retire on the pension that the government promised them. See, with cryptos, we want to do the same thing. We want to be able to, man, can we retire on this stuff? We do. But it's our crypto, it's under our management, and we do whatever the hell we want with it. So if we decide to invest in a shitcoin ourselves and it hurts us, oh, it's a bad mistake. But are we going to knowingly invest our own money into a shitcoin for a company that hopefully will hire us later on for a higher earning salary? Well, normally you'd say, well, yeah, why not? I'll buy the shitcoin. They'll hire me just for that. No, you don't control $200 billion, and you don't have the power to put $100 million of shitcoin profits into that company yourself. But someone who manages someone else's pension fund or a group of people's pension fund does have the power. Therefore, they can be corrupted, and they always, just about always are. And you have a story like today. When politicians make any adverse changes to that promise, people become unglued. And yet the arithmetic is completely obvious. This is like BitConnect. Guys, you can't earn 1% every single day forever. Give them your money for 6 months. Can't touch it. Guys, this is a Ponzi scheme. No, Jay Snip, you're just jealous, man. You're just jealous because BitPetite what? No, guys. It is a Ponzi scheme. Trust me on. Cliff High says that December 19th or 9th, whatever that was, it's going to implode. Jay Snip, man, still around. January. Oh, there. Never mind. It failed. Gone. That's the pension fund. And those are the people, the pensioners in this example, clinging to hope that it's not a Ponzi. Even though the effing math, which I pulled up the spreadsheet and showed everybody, put in $10,000 today, and in just a few short years, you'll have $1 billion. Remember that? Spreadsheet in your face. Here's the math. Here's what they promote on their website. Here it is. In like 3 years, you put $10,000 in today, let it compound, keep going, doing its thing. You're going to have $1 billion. You're going to have $1 billion. And people bought into it. I'm over here getting poo-poo on the face. Joe, you're just jealous. You're this, you're that. You're just don't try to ruin our thing. I'm trying to save you from yourself. Pensioners, I'm trying to save you from this hopium you're smoking, which is really a drug. It's not real hope, it's fake. Your pensions are finished. Your Bitcoin, BitConnect profits are finished because it's a Ponzi. I've done so many videos on the pension system. Like, I couldn't even count. I have no idea how many I've done. Yet, what are you going to do? Joe, I've already been working there for 10, 15 years. I mean, all I can do is hope. Yeah, correct. And I feel for you. However, you ever get a letter or notice, we need to settle with you, we'd like to settle your pension, we're having some problems, here's our lump sum payment we're offering you. You take that money and you run as fast as you can. Okay? This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But if I had a pension and that happened to me, that's what I would do. Right. That's simply not sustainable. Eventually, the fund will run out of money. In the United States, the Social Security Administration has gone so far as to indicate the year in which its gigantic trust funds will run out of money. They're practically giving you a date to circle on your calendar, and it's only about 15 years away. And of course, it doesn't help when government bureaucrats who control public pension funds receive tremendous personal benefit for steering taxpayer money towards bad investments like this lady did. The system is obviously flawed, but there are solutions. While you might not be able to rely on your pension or Social Security in the future, there's nothing stopping you from setting aside money for your own retirement. And there's absolutely zero downside to doing this. No one is going to be worse off for having extra money for retirement. Many countries have favorable legislation to help you save in a tax-advantaged way. In some cases, like Malta, the structure can even be used internationally by foreign citizens, but more on that another time. The U.S. has a multitude of options available, including IRAs and 401ks. And by the way, since we're talking about IRAs and 401ks, you ever hear the guy Will Lear? I think Biggs has talked about him. I spoke with him at the Litecoin conference, and he gave me a unique link. He said, hey, if you want to send any IRA customers our way, you know, here's a little link you can send them that you know, they'll throw you a bone kind of a thing. Haven't talked about it yet because I thought, well, there's nothing for me to promote this thing about yet. But he explained, you can take your IRA basically in your own hands out of your 401k. So you can get out of your 401k or potentially your 401k and other investments and put into your own Bitcoin or crypto IRA that you manage, your control, and they help you do that. So I will put up this link in case anyone's interested in doing that kind of a thing. But the thing is, you have to be responsible for yourself. When people make promises, again, these politicians will do what's right for them. This lady with her $275,000 a year part-time salary is loving life. She doesn't care what happens to anybody's pension funds. She doesn't care that she invested $110 million into a complete garbage company while the stocks are going down, approves raise after raise, go for it. This is criminal. And yet, well, she's in charge of that. You have to allow her to make the decisions. I don't like the decision. I think she's corrupt. Sorry, she's the one in charge. Talk to your local legislator. Talk to this person. Oh, she's quitting. She's going. What? Same week she's working for the company that I just got pissed off about. That she's putting us in a shit coin, so to speak. Yeah. Is there anything we can do about that? Well, not really. You know, she was in charge, and she gets to make the decisions on what the money gets invested in. The people must get the power back. We must be able to make decisions collectively. If we're all in a pension fund, damn it, we all need to be making decisions. But we're told these are the experts. Let the experts make the decision. This lady's an expert. She knows she's going to pick the best stuff. She knows what she's doing. And then you find out you could have picked a homeless person off the street who could have threw darts at a dartboard of stocks and things to invest in and would have done better than her. Unbelievable. But that's what I'm telling you. That's why I'm out here doing the videos, the crypto stuff. This is my version of my own pension or my own 401k. I invest zero. I could get a 401k at work. Not a chance in hell. You couldn't convince me unless, oh, you guys do like 50% or 100% profit 401k matching? In that case, I may have to take a little gamble. Other than that, not a chance in hell. I'd rather be responsible for myself so that if I screw up, I'm not going to ask the taxpayer to bail me out. Hey, the government promised us, you guys got to pay for it. No, actually, no. And when I lose on a bet or something that I've done in crypto, I'm not going to come to you, Mr. Pensioner, and ask you to bail me out. Sound like a plan? Good. Take care.